Welcome everyone, today we have a special video for Diablo 4. Now before we say anything, let's have a look. Here we're playing PvP. Let me show you guys what happens with that build. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to get my guildmates to party up against me with 4 players or 5 players. You're gonna see me facing multiple players, and we're gonna have some pentakills. We killed 3. This Barbarian realizes he's not making it. So more players are coming. So I got 5 players to verse me, and they all party up together. That's quarter kill, right? Pentakill, there you go. And just to show you guys a little more. And you got to see the whole replay at the end of the video, how we play the PvP. And it's actually really fun to play this super tanky, over 10,000 HP build. So I'll show you guys how I achieved 10,000 HP as well. So I just want to show you guys, it is really fun. I'm fighting players, fighting monsters at the same time. And it's really fun to play the PvP. And in case you guys are wondering, yes, this build also works in terms of PvE. I'll also show you the build in PvE, and it is wonderfully strong and very powerful. We're so strong. Let's have a look over here. So this is my friend 2/3, right? He's gonna hit me. Let's see what happens when he hits me. He's attacking me normally, and as the normal attacks me, they're gonna die. It's really fun. And I deliberately got my HP to be a little lower, so they can, they can try to kill me, but we're very tanky, we're very durable. And whoever touches me, they basically get retaliated by thorn damage and they die. It's such a fun build I want to show you guys. And yes, not only this works in PvP, it works in PvE as well. So over here, a big thank you for everyone who's joining me, and there's more players that join me, I believe. You got to see the whole replay to see everyone that joined me. Now yes, we can be killed. I was able to be a little greedy, and I stood there to type, and the players were just going ham at me. You can be killed in this build, and I was a little cocky. So you got to see the replays of me getting killed, because I was way too cocky. I was typing in front of them, and that did not work out. Now, in case you guys are wondering how the build fares in terms of PvE, so I have been farming the secret ruins that I've been farming for experience, and I have been farming on live stream on Twitch. If you haven't seen me, come over and say hi. So you can see over here, we deal really good damage as well. So we're very durable. You can notice that over here, after getting some of my new gears, let me see if I can put the quality a little higher. So you can see over here, after getting some new gears, I'm almost unkillable. I have so much fortify, I have so much shield, and nothing hits me, right? So we get benefiting from bonus damage from fortify, we get benefiting from bonus damage from shield, and there's a lot more I want to show you guys. Now this video will also serve as an updated video for my Thorns build. I have replaced my weapon for increased damage with barrier, because I have gotten the unique item that provides me with more barrier after overhealing. And this allows me to really benefit from 50% more damage with the barrier. Now on the other hand, I have taken down the Berserk, providing more bleeding damage, because if you haven't seen our previous video, the developers have shadow nerfed this one. They have disabled this legendary effect. So what I did over here is, I am currently using that when I hit injured enemies, I'll be having additional 19% critical chance. Now fortunately enough, we have updated the build on Mobilitics, and if you guys haven't seen that, my build is updated over here, and also with a video over here, you can see the video. So this particular build is a variation to the previous build, and there are some slight adjustments I want to share with you guys. So previously, this build is what I used, and it was wonderfully strong, and you can see the summaries. So if you guys are using your mobile or your PC, you can easily access the cheat sheet. And this will show you the priorities of the Paragons, priority of the Codex, and also what are the legendaries I was using. There is a small adjustment as I get into the late game, as I go for more pack of monsters. And what I do is, I'll have the links available for you guys to have a look at the cheat sheet, and I'll show you guys updates over here. Now we mentioned that the first update is, I am not using the Whirlwind that provides me with more critical chance. I'm moving this one onto the one-hand weapon. And I'm also moving the additional critical chance on the other hand weapon. So this means I still enjoy a lot of critical rate when monsters low HP, and we still get the critical rate with Whirlwind. So what I'm moving over is, I'm getting the barrier that provides me with more damage. Because getting the unique item, I'll be getting a lot of barriers, and I'll be overhealing with my special passives. Now on the other hand, I am still using my two-handed sword for the Berserk increase of the Thorns by 5,600. And this is really good. Together with the chest, I can easily achieve over 20,000 Thorn, which translates into 200,000 damage at least, and about 2 million damage AoE every proc. Now I am still using all the Codex that was available over here with the adjustment we talked about. So the rings, I'm still using the Fury Gain, and also for the other ring, I'm still using the short cooldown reduction. As for the helmet, I'm still going with the armor one, which provides me with up to 50% armor. Now you guys saw the variation for the legs. The previous legs I was using is this one. So the previous legs I was using has a lot of damage reduction, lot of armor, and also lots of defensive capabilities. This also provides me with a bonus barrier against elites. But this one, the new unique item, will provide me constantly with barrier, which is really good for the uptime. Now finally, the variation of my build for the boots has changed. So previously I was using the boots for mobility, which allows me to go with unstoppable, provide us with more mobility. But as I go into the later stage of the game, as you can see on the live stream, I tend to want to group enemies together to make the use of my AoE Thorns damage. So what I have decided to go for is, I have to decide to go with Whirlwind Pulse enemies, which allows us to deal more damage. And this of course comes into the form of the triggering chance of Thorns damage AoE. I have gotten a better upgrade, so I'm no longer looking at about 40% proc rate, I'm looking at about 54% proc rate on the amulet, which is really good to deal AoE damage. Now because I have had a lot of questions about my Thorns build and also the combinations, so I have written some notes for you guys for a better summary, and this will be updated onto mobilities after in the future as well. So what you want to see over here is, you can see that my first small tip is that while you're going for items, you want to have at least 2 to 3 correct stats, so you can reroll one of them. But at the start, you can go with 1 to 2 correct stats that is mentioned over here, and you reroll into the last one. So I'll briefly go through my summaries of priorities for the Thorns build for the Barbarian, for the item choice of the Affix. Because I realized a lot of friends were doing the right legendaries, but they're not getting the affixes right. So let's spend some time onto this part. Now for my helmet, I will be going with cooldown reduction, strength, and also armor if I can, and those will be the ideal stats. For my helmet, I'll be going with cooldown reduction, any form of damage reduction, and also bonus damage or strength. And I'll show you guys my items after this one. As for the range, I'm going for critical rate, critical damage, vulnerability damage, and also close damage if I can. I'm also going with maximum HP just for the fun of it. I want to be a little tanky, but ideally those are the best choices. As for the chest, we're going for a Razor's Plate with higher roll on the thorn. Now you can go with the strength chest if you don't have the Razor Plate, but this will make your build much weaker. As for the gloves, it is optional to go with the unique gloves that provides a special whirlwind effect, or you can go with any critical rate gloves with a whirlwind skill bonus. Now for the pants, we want multiple forms of damage reduction. This can be range damage reduction, melee damage reduction, pure damage reduction, fortified damage reduction, which I'll show you guys very soon. I'll go through my build and also item with you guys. You can also go with strength and also armor for your pants. Now the choices of weapon, I would prefer to go with sword if you can. You can go with axe for the burst damage with enemies who are healthy, but ideally the sword will provide you with bonus critical damage, which is what we wanted. So what I mean by that is, if you come over to the sword, if you look on top, you can see it's 26.2% critical damage bonus on top of the rolled 24%. And you can see the two-handed sword, it's 52.5% bonus critical chance damage, or critical strike damage. And this is quite important. Now for both of our two-hand and also one-hand weapons, we wanted ideal rates to be strength, critical damage, vulnerability damage, and also close damage. You can go with slow damage as well, it is optional, but those are the 5 best choices for those items. And finally for my boots, I want to go with movement speed, strength, damage reduction, and also resistance if I can. The resistance is that optional of course. What you want is, you want movement and you also want strength. Now I do apologize for speaking a little too fast, too excited to share the build with you guys. So what I do over here is, I'll hover over my items at the replay and you get to see every part of my items and also my choices of the affixes I have rerolled on those items. And this has been a really fun build. I can farm any of the content in the game with World 4 without any difficulties. And we're super speedy, super high in strength, and we're unkillable in both PvP and also PvE. Now, because we have talked about the skill trees previously, I'll give you guys a quick glance and also my variations of becoming unkillable in PvP and also how I tend to perk my skills and also my adjustments. So the first 2 points are pretty straightforward. We're not going to use Launch Strike, it's just here for the placeholder. We're still going with Whirlwind, and also Whirlwind provides us with bleeding damage, which is quite important to slow enemies. We'll go with Vulnerability of course, because we're a vulnerability build. And over here we have the bonus HP, and also bonus nail for the thumb, or toughest nail. We'll be going with 3 points into those. I am still going with 1 point into each of the shots, because what I want is, I want lower cooldowns for challenging shot, and this will provide us with maximum life and also bonus thorn. Now after getting my unique pens, I have decided to perk into more overhealing for my build, so you can see a build variation. Previously with these particular pens, I was not getting a lot of healing. I was using healing potions for my most of the healings. But with these pens, I want overhealing for my bonus barriers. So here we have 1 point into healing and also 3 points into damage reduction for the shots. Now I am a little short on points, so I took away 1 point for the critical rate. We're still going with 3 points into Pit Fighter for bonus damage and also damage reduction. 1 point into the slow for the bonus damage to slow enemies. And finally, we go with Wrath of Berserker for its upgrades, and also over here we go with Unconstrained for the bonus damage and also duration. I don't think we benefit on the duration because we're not using basic attacks, we're just here for the bonus damage. You can go with the double the core damage, but we don't have enough fury to generate this one. Now the biggest adjustment over here is that with my pens, I have decided to go with Fury Spending will provide me with maximum life that is healed, and this allows this to be turned into barriers. Now ideally, if you have the pens, this is a good build, but if you do not have the pens, if you're having a normal pens like this one, let's say if I'm using these pens, what I do is, I'll come over to my skill tree, I'll remove those 4 points, I'll take away those, and I'll come over here. So I come over to Fortify and also additional damage reduced with Fortify. Now if you're looking for more damage, you can come over here for the additional damage dealt with Fortify, which gives you 12% more damage. Now in terms of expertise, I'm going with Axe expertise for the increased 15% damage against vulnerable enemies. Now I can go with other expertise, but I don't think they're that major, and we're using a sword at the moment, so we're enjoying both of the effects. Now coming over to a Paragon Board. As you can see, I have perked into my 5th Paragon Board. Yes, we're going all the way into all the glyphs for the benefits. For the first board, I'm going with Vulnerability, which provides us with a boost of damage. And this is really good for the 25 dexterity that's on this board. As we keep perking forward, what you're going to see is, the next board I'm going for is going to be the Blood Rich board, which allows me to go berserk, killing bleeding enemies. And here we'll be going with the glyph that provides the cooldowns to the shots, which is essential for the build. Now as we move over to the 3rd board, we can see that this is the Disseminator board, and here I'll be going with the glyphs. The glyphs which provides me with a cooldown reduction to all the non-ultimate spells by 1 second, killing bleeding enemies, which is very good. And this allows me to have reduction to the cooldown in most of my spells. And this board of course gives us 25 willpower is what we needed. Now as we keep moving forward, notice here I was being a little greedy. I wanted the bonus HP and also bonus physical damage. But currently I'm only level 87, so I'm a little short on those points. If I do get one more level, I can perk over here for the bonus of 20% physical damage, and as the bonus life and also more bonus damage. And some bonus life over here. So this is definitely optional. So if you don't have the points, keep going forward. Now as for the 4th board, I'm going with Warp Rider, which provides me with bonus Fortify based on the maximum life. We have so much life and this gives so much Fortify. Over here, the glyph we'll be going is going to be the Blood Feeder, which allows us to have more critical damage and also more damage against bleeding enemies. And finally, coming over to the 5th board, I'm going with the Flawless Technique board, and this allows me to perk into this particular board to have the glyph that provides additional damage with Fortified and also damage reduction with Fortify. And this board have enough willpower for this to be ready. So you can make this build at level 87, and we have some points to be spared. Eventually I'll perk into more power and maybe into one more glyph or maybe more legendaries. Now if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. we'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates, and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4. Now hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. So what I want to do now is, I want to show you guys my little fun clip of my PvP. Some of the players I'm facing, they're just random players. Other players, I really got the players to come to fight me. So here you can see at the start, we're facing a random player. It was so fun. This is the first time I noticed how strong I am. This is why I keep coming back to see if anyone wants to fight me. So this is what happened. This is one of the players I met the first time. And the mage, I was like, okay, let's see what happens if I stand still. Would the mage be able to kill me? So here I'm just shouting, I'm not hitting the mage, I want her to hit me. This is a machine gun mage, right? The machine gun saucer. She hit me 2 times and she's about to die. I was like, okay, keep hitting me. So I'm not hitting her. Notice that? She eventually lost so much life, she just ran off. So you got to see the entire replay of the fun part of the PvP. I got a lot of my guildmates, got them to party up to fight against me.
I don't have enough fury.
Hello.
I can't do that here. Not ready yet. Not while I'm in town. Can't do that here. Not while I'm in town.
Now, in case you guys didn't know, I'll be live streaming on Twitch again, and I have just started. So make sure to come over to the links below to join us on Twitch Live to say hi, maybe ask me questions or share any tips with the viewers. And while you're here, make sure you follow. And if you do have your Twitch Prime, this is a really good time to use your Twitch Prime over here, supporting us with Twitch Prime. And yes, guys, join us as I test build for Diablo, and also join us as you play the game and also farm the game. So stay a while and also listen. We'll also be doing some giveaways and also special viewer events in the Diablo as well. Maybe we do PvP and also related events in the game as we get to the end game, and also help players to go through the dungeons.